Every young person is generally looking for community and belonging. And through this program that we've been so fortunate to be able to partake in, I feel like we've really been able to establish a home for the younger demographic in the masjid, which is something that is sometimes not the easiest thing to do because of the diversity of the community and the emphasis that is put on certain programs that are more technical. They're less focused on that smaller demographic of youth, and they're almost like somewhat overlooked in the community. And so when I began to visit the Noor community here in Ohio, I remember I came in thinking, is there a need? That's always the question, is there a need? And subhanAllah, the moment I stepped into the first Saturday night, I still have this very core memory in my mind from a year and a half ago. There were like 200 plus people in the high school and college demographic that showed up, and I was blown away. And because this really proved to me that there is such a need, and where there's a need and a will, there's always a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala facilitates. And so over the past year and a half, almost 2 years, we've been able to establish a really amazing just culture, an amazing community, an amazing sense of belonging for these young people, where they no longer feel that this place is foreign to them. They no longer feel that this is a place where they come to just because their parents are there. They actually feel that this is theirs. And that's the goal at the end of the day, right? Because you are investing for the future, the long run. And alhamdulillah, I feel with the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that in just a short period of time, alhamdulillah, in just about a year and a half, we've been able to just establish so much here in the Noor community with this Qalam program. And inshallah, I look forward to, and I'm excited about the opportunities that are just on the horizon, inshallah, coming up in the next year.
How has this Qalam weekend program changed the way in which you view the masjid?
Before I used to view it as just a place to come and pray and get back home. But then after, I saw it more as like a place to come, like be involved with everybody else community-wise and learn more things.
I feel like masjid is a place that I've grown up in, and there's always such a sense of community. And Qalam program itself is a great initiative that the masjid took. It gave me a lot of exposure. I met a lot of new people. I learned a lot of new things, and I think it's a great opportunity, and we should keep it going for the next years.
It definitely made me view the masjid differently because it made me feel like way more connected with the youth around me, because I feel like before the Qalam program, I feel like I didn't know as many youth. I feel like I was left out, but as the Qalam, I feel like everybody was together, and I got to meet a lot of new people.
How has this program changed the way you see yourself and other Muslims your age?
Well, I see other Muslims my age as like kind of sharing the same struggles, beliefs, stuff like that. So, because like when you come here and you see everybody else the same age, you know that you're all here for the same thing. You're all here willing to do the same things, and it's kind of just communities.
People have a lot of layers. Like they're not always what they seem to be, especially with like people's feelings and what people are going through.
It has made me realize that we're all going through struggles and facing difficulties throughout life, and we're really not in this alone, and we have other people that are going through these struggles, and so we can branch out and talk to them and just reach out to community members and leaders and talk through these struggles.
I think it brought awareness to a lot of similar problems people my age have and how to combat them. So it brings us together.
What would you say to your younger self about Islam after having this experience?
I would say that you're not alone, and the people in your community and the people that you see at these events are always here for you. And the Masjid of All Places is a place to grow together with these people.
To my younger self, after having the Qalam experience, I would have told him to try and engage yourself in the masjid as young as possible. When I was growing up, I didn't have that sort of like attachment with the masjid, and I didn't see myself going as often as you would expect. And the one thing that I would tell him is to definitely try and come to the masjid as much as possible, because the younger you start, the more you get that sort of attachment and that bonding with the masjid as you grow up. And Allah loves those. There are people on the Day of Judgment who would be under His shade, and one of them is the shabab, who the young people who were worshiping Allah before they got to their older years. That's one thing I would definitely tell my younger self.
I would say that Islam it's something you grow into. It's not something that you're like, some of us are born Muslims, but eventually we have to choose Islam for ourselves.
One of your Muslim friends at school is in search of something that makes them feel like they belong. What do you say to them?
I would tell them about the Qalam program, definitely. I would tell them it's increased my iman, my deen, and made me a better person, I would say, and meet a lot of new people.
I would just tell them to be a part of the masjid, come and join all the events that we have. They're all amazing. All the people here, they give such safe vibes that I feel like they welcome every person. I moved from Pakistan the last year, and I feel like I've been welcomed in the community and they've accepted me. When I moved, I didn't even know English, or they explained me everything in my language.
I would probably tell them to go to the masjid, see what events are happening, go coordinate with people, and kind of find a community in the masjid.
I would tell them to come to the masjid, any of the programs, especially the Qalam programs, or just come to the masjid for salah or Jam'ah, and just make yourself feel a part of the community.
Is there anything else you would like to say about the Qalam program? Also, say what you liked about it and what you would like to see more of.
I really enjoy that Ustaz Safi Khan comes out every month and talks to us. It's like a breath of fresh air. I look forward to the Iman boost, the reminders about Islam, especially because it's directed specifically to the youth.
I love the Q&A section. I think it gives a great opportunity for kids, especially with, how social media is. People are getting a lot of different, series of information, so it can get a lot confusing. It's a lot easier to have someone in front of you, and just answer straight up. So I think that's pretty nice.
I like coming to the Qalam program every month, and I feel like one positive is that it brings people together to do a good thing, which is to learn about Islam and to meet with other people. So I think that's really good about the Qalam nights.
One thing that I really enjoy about the Qalam program is the consistency and having it there every month. It kind of just lets you know that even if there isn't anything going on that month at the masjid, you'll have that one thing that you can go to and look forward to.
I think one of the really nice things about the Qalam program is whenever we have our speakers come, they have sort of private sessions. We have a girls session and then a boys session, and typically there would be Q&A about personal issues, and it's always anonymous and stuff. And I think that's a really, really good initiative, a really good opportunity for kids who are struggling but don't really want to disclose their identity to, even if it's other people, but also just the speaker themselves. They can get a lot of important insight, and I think that's very, very beneficial for our youth.
I'd like to see more of it because it's enjoyable and fun. And it's benefited me because it's taught me how important it is to be friends with other Muslims and stuff.
Oh yeah, definitely. I want to see more of these events happening in this masjid. Seeing all the people making connections in this masjid and then taking them forward, all the nice people who meet in the masjid, but then they keep spreading positivity after that too. Just the basis of the connectivity that we have, it's so positive that we want to do more when we get out of the masjid as well.